on social networking, and her major thing was social networking prevents young adults from developing communication skills vital to their future. Well, I found that Facebook is not considerably doing wrong to our society and our communication skills, and I'm going to prove that by showing how in her first thing she said that social networking isolates people from human interaction, and I found that it does not isolate people because under that point she said that close bonds like family and friends deteriorate and diminish in value. And I found that families can actually grow closer, and the whole point of social networking is so people can explore the world without the dangers of actually going to a different country or meeting other people out in society. And she also said that communication skills will act as quality and will be damaging while they are in their careers. And I found out that studies of the mind have shown that humans' mentality and personality, including their communication skills, will develop before or when a child is 5 years old. So by the time that they're in their careers and actually on Facebook, they will have created their communication skills. And her second point, she said that people don't bother to indulge in what really matters in life. Time instead spent on social networking. People aren't productive. So I found out that people do find importance in Facebook, and the generation now has adapted to multitasking because most of the jobs that are like modern have to have that sort of like requirement that they need multitasking. For example, the regular workforce, such businesses, multitasking is not necessary, but it's vital to keep yourself in place. So it is vital. And Facebook also opens the doors to experiencing multitasking even before joining the workforce, since more than 25% of the users on Facebook started using it at the age between 18 and 25. So even before you actually get a career, you're already on Facebook, and it helps with multitasking. And her last point, she said people are slowly becoming apathetic to feeling and emotion due to electronic communication. And I found out that people that actually use Facebook help each other out with problems that can even like stop people from being in danger. For example, there was a case where a teenager was found to be in trouble, and he ended up he was going to go to jail, but when he was in trial, he presented Facebook as actual evidence, and they took it. So he got out of going to jail because of that. So that was it. Thank you.
All right, you ID'd the advocate's general claims, and you seem to have a counterclaim that you're going to be working on. It sounds like you're going to be applying it to all the individual points, so that's okay in the setup. Your signposting on the secondary points is relatively clear. The problem here is that on each of the counterclaims, I hear the inference that you're making, but the support for it is not always complete. For example, you say that families can grow closer, and I was waiting for an example or an illustration or an authority that has said such a thing on this particular point. You do make a reference to, for instance, people learning communication skills, and I thought, okay, well, this will be good. I didn't get a very clear citation of the evidence. It says studies basically say that people learn to communicate before they're 5 years old. So in essence, what you're saying is everything that we're doing in our department is probably superfluous because we all learned everything we needed to know up by the time we were 5, and the rest of it's not necessary. I don't think that's the inference that you're trying to make there, but your claim needs to be a little bit clearer. For example, a lot of social skills probably are already traits that kids develop when they're young. Whether or not they are outgoing or introverted, for instance, probably has less to do with whether or not they're using Facebook or whether they learn to read, something like that.
That they were, by the time they were 5 years old, it was going to develop in their mind that they're going to be shy or not.
Right,
so.
Right, and that's why you need to have the complete quotes and direct citation of that information. There was another one later on that had a similar kind of thing, like on multitasking. It sounded to me like your quote says that it's not necessary, but it's vital. In essence, it's almost undermining your claim because if it's not necessary, then I'm not sure that we're getting the benefit out of it that you're talking about. When you say it's vital, okay, I don't think there's any harm if you could show that multitasking is something that is going to develop as a result of Facebook, and that there's not a harm to having people doing that multitasking. One of the things that's missing here, though, is any discussion of what the advocate's argument on multitasking was, and then contrasting your position to that. I think that needed to be clear. On the last argument about Facebook potentially offering some kind of assistance, you've got a vague reference to an example where somebody did something with Facebook that may have kept them from going to jail, and I'm not sure that it's a good or a bad thing. I'm not sure who used the Facebook this way. This is one of those places where this sounds like an example that is apocryphal, and we need the direct citation on that. So that needs to be a little bit stronger. All right, thank you.